We have made the return to Glenesk, as Nevis is doing a wee on the wall there. And weren't here too long ago, we've taken on Mountbattock, the Corbett, but we've now stretched just a few miles beyond that and have reached the Invermark estate now. And we are going to attempt Mount Keen today, and I say attempt because I'm not 100% sure how we're going to get on with it, because as you can see there's a lot of clouds, so it's quite dull and gloomy. And although that's not the biggest worry, because we're expecting that to clear, however it's quite windy just now. And to be fair, you might not see it just now and you might not kind of hear it on the camera, but once we get up and once we get out, we're yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of a consideration for us. We're going this way, Nevis. We haven't been this way before. We just need to watch out for sheepies on this walk here. But yeah, as you can see the sign there, heading out towards the Queen's Well in Mount Keen. And I thought, you know what, even if it does get really windy and even if the conditions do go against us, at least we've got a long walk through Glenmark and we can go to the Queen's Well and then just double back, you know, like that's still something at the very least. A brief short story about me, and I remember getting to this section, open wilderness, hills, all very new, when I did Mount Keen the very first time, and that was my 4th Munro. So I think it was, I can't remember how long ago it was now, it would have been a couple of years ago. And I just remember seeing this vast open area. I remember seeing the path, remember seeing the path which kind of snakes up there and thinking like that's a long way away and that's really high, and I was just like, man, like I am not cut out for this, you know, I'm well up my depth. And because as well, like it was just my 4th Munro, the only Munro experience I had before that was doing the Cairnwell 3 and being solo, I was just a bit like, man, like I was really nervous, I really was. And then I remember it was a rainy day, I didn't get any views at the top, so, but it still brings back those happy memories of when I was here. And any area that I revisit, it's just an absolute pleasure. I mean, I know I say about all the areas, but this is just yeah, it brings me back to the time when I got started. I've done plenty of walks here as well, and it's just, I just love it when you can have that resonation with it. It's a long, relatively flat path all the way to the Queen's Well, which is down to that section there. Another 3 kilometres or so to get there, I think, maybe at least. So, but this is the kind of part that people often find it boring, but I quite like these sections where it's long walks and it's wide open. It feels like the Cairngorms, and I love the Cairngorms, so I don't have any issues with that at all. Nevis, are you happy that there's no sheep yet? It means you can stay off the lead and run around. Is that fun? Are you excited? Nevis, are you excited for this? Nevis, are you excited for this today? He's like, I know you're shouting my name, but I want to get a move on. And quite right. You'll hear the wind picked up. Hey! Lovely shot of Mount Keen, right up in here. It's a lovely, lovely walk. There we have the Queen's Well, and here is the ascent route up to Mount Keen with the summit just up behind here. And there's a Nevis, a wild black Labrador, rolling around like mad in the heather after a little swim. What are you doing? Oh. Funny boy. Funny boy. I've been at the Queen's Well before, and I'm not going to go just now. We might come back to it, but so far, like, it definitely is going to be very windy up here. I can tell you that for free, but it's starting to warm up, so I think we'll be good. I'm not going to jump to conclusions just yet, but I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic for this today. As you'll have heard there, it is still quite gusty, so we'll just need to take it one step at a time and just make sure that we're under control. That's the main thing. I've managed to manufacture quite the setup. So I've got a carabiner clip on my trousers, which Nevis leads in, so it means I can comfortably use a pole or even two poles if I wanted to. But it's working quite good actually. I like it, and it does mean that if I do need to put his holly on, then I can do, and keep him attached to me without using one of these harness leads. So I'm enjoying this, I really am. There's the summit of Mount Cain right up here. There's a dog and his mountain in shot. You get a lovely view back down Glen Esk from you. The path kind of swings back round and we head up this way. But yeah, not too far now. The summit is just up here, but I know as soon as we get up onto the plateau, when it starts to level off, it's going to get incredibly windy, Mr. Man. So we've just had a drinky, and it's actually made my bag a lot lighter, and we're going to keep going. Looking good. We have currently been walking along the Mounts Road, and Nevis is continuing his way down there. That is the continuation of the path that we've been on right all the way through Glenmark, and then this takes you all the way out to Ballater, which is quite crazy to think. Of course, we're not going to Ballater, we're going on the Mount Cain route, and it's right there, just over 1 kilometre to the summit, Nevis. Almost there, boy, almost there. So two things. One, the camera for the GoPro cut off and I never noticed it as we were on the ascent. It must have been at around about the section on the way up. But as you'll have seen, we did it. We made it up to Mount Keene. It was absolutely, how shall I say it? It was just blown a hoolie. It was absolutely ridiculous. We didn't even touch the trick point or anything, but I'm sure we can still consider that a new Munro back for Nevis. So yeah, we're delighted with it, but we did not stay up there for too long at all because the wind was just ridiculous. You do still get some views. Loch Nagar is it's actually starting to appear out of the cloud now over here, but for the most part it has been in the cloud. You've got Ben Tiryn, which is the big lump over here, and then the Glen Clova hills in that surrounding area. You've got Mayor and Dreesh, which is out here. Mayor's the more pointy one, and Dreesh is the lumpier one. And then out more towards Ballater, out over that way when we're at the top. It was clear, and out more towards Ben Rinnett's way as well, towards Elgin. And Aberdeenshire was also clear, but we just couldn't stay up there for too long because it was cold. It was just knocking us off our feet. Nevis was totally fine. He was absolutely fine, but for me, it wasn't the easiest. And I've had to put the tammy on as well because, not because it's cold or anything on my ears, but although they are, I'm feeling that benefit of heating up, but just because my cap was going to fly off my head and I had to have it so tight, it was actually hurting my head, so I had to take off and put the tammy on instead. So we haven't really stopped. We're just going to continue down the descent path for just now, and then we're just going to stop a little bit further down here. It's a little bit more sheltered. So yeah, and it's been a lovely walk. It's actually been a lot better than what I thought in terms of the wind. I knew it was going to be as windy as that, but it didn't last for as long as I thought. We would have hit that crazy wind around about here up to this part, up to the false summit, but no, it was only past the false summit, which was really good. So we're gonna crack on. Nevis is doing absolutely amazingly. He doesn't want to stop, which is fantastic, but we do need to stop because I think we've done about maybe just under 2.5 hours to this point. So we're due a stop. We've had little stops here and there, but yeah, we need to just pause for a little minute, get some food on board for the pair of us, and then just crack on from there. We've sought refuge behind this cairn here, which is doing a great job actually, and we've stopped for some lunch. Nevis is tucking into his bag of goodies once again, and we've got Mount Keene to look at right there. I'm so delighted that we've done that today, and honestly Nevis is he's absolutely smashed it. He is just full of energy and so cut out for this kind of stuff, shall we say. And of course there isn't much to see up here. It's all flat, plateauy, typical of the Cairngorms, but you get a nice look at where we just were, and not a bad ascent at all. It's really gradual. It's like a little bit of banana, Nevis. You could tell because he's salivating. He knew he was getting it. What a good boy. What a good boy. What a beautiful stop. It's been a beautiful stop. You've just been sitting watching Dad eating his lunch. Has it been exciting? Has it been very exciting? You are... Oh, you're slavering! You're slavering, you silly belly! Ugh, disgusting! Disgusting little boy. We're going to get up and get on the move again. So our descent trail is just right here. Goes down all the way down somewhere here. And then you can see the glen. We just go through it again. Look at that drool. You're wild. You're a wild boy. And there's going to be a mixture of being on the lead because there's sheepies down there, and a mixture of running in the fields and running around. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? I have to say, honestly, I absolutely adore these types of environments. You know, nothing too rugged, like no mountains that are too rugged. They're all quite flat, really good track to walk on, rolling plateaus. It feels so wide and it feels so just remote. And I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion or not, but I absolutely adore these areas. And I think about similar areas like Binnockmore and the Cairngorms. I think about anywhere in the Cairngorms, you know, Scorgui as well. Just flat walking, places like this. I just love it so much. I really do. You just feel like you're on a real proper adventure and you're just in the middle of nowhere, and that's what makes it so unforgettable. I've not thrown it yet. Alrighties, we're only about 5 minutes away from the car and we've come along this path here. As you'll have seen, it's just really flat, comes all the way from up here, it takes you back down here. Much more enjoyable walk than how I remember it from a couple of years ago. It's probably because it was a clear day today, and I was just obviously with a dog now rather than just myself and having a little bit more experience. So, but like, I really love those kind of walks where it's flat, it's open, it's expansive, it's lonely, you can see rolling plateaus. I just really like them. They're so easy going, they're really chill, you can clock up a lot of distance in short time. What are you doing? What are you doing? So I really enjoyed that today, and it was brilliant for Nevis as well because there's no scrambling. There's a little bit of boulder hopping at the top, but it's good practice for him. Really good to revisit some of these places I've said before. It's that familiarity that you have, and brings a sense of confidence and enjoyment to the walk. And honestly as well, this young man is just the best hill walking companion ever. I trust him when he's off the lead. There's some times where he obviously wants to go a little bit too far ahead, but then he stops and he just knows like he doesn't go too far, and then if he does, then he just stops and comes back. There are moments where, like, I think as well, when we're in these kind of environments, he thinks he should be off the lead. When he is on the lead, he pulls a little bit, so I need to work on that a little bit. And the Holly does do a job with it as well, that helps massively. But he's just the best. There's nothing quite like a happy dog, and if you see your dog happy, then there's very little more that makes me happier in life. It's just so amazing to see. He takes everything in his stride, he's super fit, he is a Labrador, and I just honestly, like, it's the best hill walking companion you could ever ask for. Nevis has now done 3 Munros. I'm still on 102, and I think I'll be on 102 for a little while now that we're exploring a little bit more familiar territory in these areas to get Nevis up and running again, and I am more than delighted to be doing that. "10 miles to Glen Clover." Jesus. These places really are so close to each other, it's crazy. Maybe if we went back up there, Nevis, the wind will have died down and we could actually stay up at the summit for a little bit rather than just not even touching the trig point and having to like just dart back down again. That was the only bad part of today's walk, was all the howling, really mad wind at the top, and you can kind of still see and hear now. It is windy even down here coming back into the car park. Imagine what it's like up there. So that's the only thing, but it doesn't take anything away. He still bagged the Munro even if we didn't touch the trig point. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, it was phenomenal, really was.